Welcome back. Today we're going to look at the Earth and the Moon. This is our second video of the 3 videos we're going to do on the inner solar system. So here we go. Here are the contents. This is what we will be covering today. I had a lot of trouble with this slideshow because there was a lot of information and I tried to condense it down as much as I could because Jamboard is limited to 20 slides. I know there's more you can add, but I just couldn't figure it out. So 20 slides is the tops that I'm going to do. So let's go. Introduction to Earth. People used to think the Earth was the center of the universe. It's not. Earth is the third planet from the sun. A day on Earth is about 24 hours. It takes the Earth about 365.24 days to make a trip around the sun. That is why it's called a year. And the Earth is an oblate spheroid. It's not flat. It is a 3D object. Structure and surface. The Earth has 4 main layers: the inner core, the outer core, the mantle, the crust. The temperature at the inner core is about 5,400 degrees Celsius. The core is made up of iron and nickel. They are liquid because of the heat. The Earth has a rocky surface and liquid water. Atmosphere. The Earth has an atmosphere. The atmosphere consists of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and the last 1% has a bunch of other different gases. The atmosphere is one of the reasons we have life as we know it on Earth. The Earth has an ozone layer which protects us from the sun's deadly radiation. The atmosphere also protects us from meteors. Our atmosphere burns them up when they get too close. So once a meteor from outer space gets into the Earth, the atmosphere actually burns it because of the speed that the meteor is traveling at. How the Earth was made. So let's see what scientists believe. When the sun was created, there was still leftover dust around the sun. There's actually a picture at the bottom that shows that. It's called a protoplanetary disk. Gravity attracted particles together. The particles started to collide. Slowly, the Earth started to form. The particles collided with such impact that the rock started to melt because of friction. These things were traveling so fast when they crashed together, they literally melted. That's how fast they were going. Our lava core is from 4.5 billion years ago. It took millions of years for our planet to finally form. So that's what scientists believe our solar system looked like right after the sun was made. Earth is a little piece of dust. So Earth is probably somewhere around there, tiny little speck of dust. Probably the same size as the dust that's on your computer right now. I know I have some dust on my computer, and the Earth was probably that small at some point. A collision that changed everything. As the Earth was slowly cooling, a planet named Theia collided with Earth. Luckily, Theia hit us at the top of the planet. Had Theia hit us directly, Earth would have been destroyed. This is how the moon was made. So there's a little picture and I have a diagram. So basically Theia hit us at the top. It was like a glancing blow. So what ended up happening was when Theia hit us and material from Theia and Earth scattered all over the place, the Earth actually had a ring around it. And the ring eventually created the moon because the ring was trapped to the Earth's gravity. So that's how the moon, scientists believe, was created. Seasons. The reason we have seasons on Earth is because the Earth tilts. The Earth tilts about 23.5 degrees. So I'm filming this on February 1st. We are in the middle of winter in the northern hemisphere. So we are kind of tilted away from the sun. That's why it's a little cold here. So this diagram shows you some of the positions of the Earth. So on March 21st, and this is on the next slide here, the Earth is actually not tilted at all on March 21st. That happens to be the first day of spring. And on September 21st, it's not tilted at all either. So that's the first day of autumn. But the first day of winter in the northern part of the world is on December 21st. In the southern part of the Earth, that's the first day of summer. So for us in the north, December 21st is the shortest day. So that's the day where the Earth tilts the furthest away from the sun. And on June 21st, that's when the Earth tilts the closest to the sun in the north. So this video will show you a better explanation. Some facts. The Earth is not a perfect sphere. It's wider in the middle. We call it an oblate spheroid. The Earth is spinning at about 1,600 kilometers per hour. The Earth is also moving through the solar system at around 107,000 kilometers per hour. The hottest temperature on Earth was 56.7 degrees Celsius. The coldest temperature on Earth was minus 89 degrees Celsius. The average temperature on Earth is about 15 degrees Celsius. Now let's look at the moon. The moon, it is the fifth largest moon in the solar system. The Earth has one moon. Even though we have little ones that kind of orbit us, we're just going to look at this moon today. Earth's moon is the largest moon relative to its host planet's size. So even though there are 4 moons bigger than our moon, they belong to Saturn, Jupiter, and other planets. So that's why we say that this moon, our moon, is the biggest compared to its host planet. Believed to have been formed when Earth was hit by Theia, we only see one side of the moon. We say that the moon is tidally locked to the Earth. So the moon does not spin. It stays in one spot. So we only see one side of the moon. And the moon has no atmosphere. What does the moon do? The moon is extremely important to the Earth. The moon pulls on the Earth. When it does that, the ocean currents rise and go down. When the moon is full, it provides light at night. The moon controls the Earth's tilt. Without the tilt, there would be no seasons on Earth, and our planet would wobble out of control. So prior to the moon, the Earth was a very unstable place, and the moon helped stabilize it. More facts. The moon is moving away from the Earth. When the moon was closer to the Earth, a day on Earth was about 6 hours. The further the moon drifted away, the slower the Earth rotated. The moon will continue to drift away and make our days about 28 hours. When the Earth's gravity is not strong enough to hold the moon, the Earth will become unstable. So we're going to lose the moon eventually. But that's not for a really, really long time. We will not be around. Phases of the moon. There are 8 phases of the moon. It takes the moon about 28 days to orbit the Earth. How much light the moon receives from the sun depends on its orbit around the Earth. Okay. So there are the names of all the full moon and the new moon and all that stuff. Lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth's shadow blocks the sun's light. In 2020, there were 4 lunar eclipses. A lunar eclipse is not visible everywhere on the planet. Our next lunar eclipse is on May 26, 2021. A lunar eclipse can only occur during a full moon. So basically what happens, the moon, its light is blocked out by the Earth. The Earth blocks the sun's path of light, and the moon appears to be red during an eclipse. So it's pretty cool. So May 26th is actually this school year for us, so we may be able to watch it. It'll be at night though, obviously. Solar eclipse. A solar eclipse happens when the moon blocks the sun's light. It is extremely dangerous to stare at a solar eclipse. The rays from the sun can blind you, so don't ever stare at it. Our next solar eclipse will be on April 8, 2024. We will be in the path of totality. That means we will have the best view of the eclipse. You need special glasses to look at the eclipse. So yeah, we will be at the 100% of totality mark, which is rare. And we will be at school when this happens. So I'm pretty sure it'll be a pretty big deal when the day comes. So April 8, 2024, mark that date on your calendar. The northern and southern lights. When the sun releases a CME, the radiation hits the Earth. So remember, a CME is a coronal mass ejection. The charged particles react with the Earth's magnetic field. It creates lights in the sky. The northern lights are called the aurora borealis. The southern lights are called the aurora australis. The more north or south you are, the better the chance you have to see these lights. So the Earth does have a magnet it is a giant magnet because the core of the Earth is made out of metal, liquid metal. So that magnet pushes away a lot of this radiation, but sometimes the radiation is too strong and it does penetrate into the Earth, which is not a good thing. Some facts. Number 2, humans have walked on the moon. There is no atmosphere on the moon, so it gets hit by many meteors. The moon was used by ancient cultures for religious reasons. There is very little gravity on the moon. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you will weigh about 16 pounds on the moon. The moon has moonquakes. Earth and the moon, a happy couple. No other planet depends on its moon more than the Earth does. The moon helped the Earth become a stable planet. The moon is about 384,400 kilometers away from the Earth. The dark spots on the moon are from impacts and lava rushing to the surface. It looks so nice on a clear night. And here are the credits. There's a lot more I could have gone into with this video, but I'm sure the more you do research on the moon, and as this unit goes along, I will be mentioning more things about the Earth and the moon. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in our next video about Mars and the asteroid belt. Bye-bye.